Son, I ask you to stop for a moment and open your heart to what I have to say. This is a message between you and me, a conversation that goes beyond words and the expectations of the world around you. Don't worry about sharing this with your family or friends. This is a moment that needs to stay between us, because what I'm about to tell you is for your innermost being, for what only you and I know. You've noticed that something inside you is changing, haven't you? Maybe you can't even put it into words, but it's as if a silent flame is igniting in your heart. This feeling is no accident. I'm working inside you, shaping and preparing your heart for something that goes beyond what your eyes can see now. That's why it's important that you stay until the end of this message. There is something profound here, something you need to hear and keep to yourself. Often, the urge to share with others is great, but know that there are times when silence brings a special value, an understanding that only you can achieve. And this is one of those moments. Now, listen carefully, because what I'm about to reveal is for your growth, for your peace. Stay with me until the end, because there is something special waiting for you. I know you need this strength, this direction. And I promise that everything we're sharing today, in such a private way, will make sense in time. So don't let anything distract you now. This message is just for you. What I'm going to tell you now is something that needs your silence and your attentive heart. It's a revelation that I'm entrusting to you, and it shouldn't be revealed to others, at least not yet. There are times when things need to be understood deep down so that they can blossom at the right time. And I know that this kind of secret is hard to keep, that the desire to share it is great, but this is one of the rare moments when it's better to wait. What you have received is not ordinary. It's knowledge that I'm giving you directly, a seed that I've planted in your heart. But like a seed, it needs time, patience, and care to grow. Have you ever seen a plant grow? First, it needs to take root and find strength before it can show its leaves to the world. So it is with this message I've given you. It needs to take root inside you before you share it with anyone. That's why I want you to know that there's no rush. Often, when we rush to share something that is still being revealed, we end up encountering incomprehension and doubts. Rushing can confuse, can cause the truth to be interpreted in the wrong way. And I know you want to avoid that. Now is the time to take it easy. To remain at peace and to draw even closer to me, in the simplicity of someone who listens with an open heart. Because while you remain in this stillness, I'm talking to you, I'm guiding your thoughts and revealing a little more about what you need to understand. The answers you seek so much are here, and every day I reveal a little more, one step at a time. This revelation I'm giving you is not just about what's around you, but also about what's inside you. I know that sometimes you question yourself, feel insecure, like you're lost in the midst of so many choices and directions. But it's precisely at this point that my voice becomes even more important. I'm here to remind you that you don't need to understand everything right now. Not everything that is sacred can be understood immediately, nor is every answer meant to be spoken out loud. There is a wisdom that is built in silence, and I am leading you along that path, one step at a time. Keep this secret between us for now. There is a reason for this, and it will reveal itself in due course. You may feel that this wait is long, that the silence is hard to bear, but I assure you that it is in this time of waiting that the most profound things happen. While you keep this message in your heart, I'm working on every detail, preparing the way so that, one day, you can share it all with the certainty that the time is right. In the meantime, trust in what I'm doing inside you. I'm shaping your understanding, strengthening your faith and preparing you for something greater. Every moment you choose to sit still and listen, even if you don't have all the answers, is a step we take together. And those steps will take you where you need to be. Even if it seems far away, even if you can't see what's beyond the horizon, I'm guiding you. That's why I want you to stick around. Keep listening, following every message I send you. You see, there's a purpose in every word, in every direction I give you. And if you want to be closer, if you want to continue receiving these revelations that I'm preparing for you, sign up, be part of this moment, and continue with me on this journey. Don't let these words get lost. Every message that reaches you has a reason, and I don't want you to miss anything I'm telling you. The message I have placed in your heart is like a hidden treasure, something that must grow inside you before it can be revealed to the world. It's a precious secret that needs the right time to grow strong. If you try to expose it before its time, it's like pulling a plant out of the ground before its roots are firm. I know it can be difficult to hold back your words, especially when something so significant is happening inside you, but there is a purpose to this time of stillness. Silence, in this moment, is protection. And it's not about fear, it's about understanding that there are forces at work in doubt and confusion. When you speak ahead of time, these forces can try to distort what you have received from me. I see what you cannot yet see. I know the situations that are approaching, the challenges that you haven't yet encountered, but which are already ahead of you. That's why I want you to trust my advice. There are times when keeping something between us is the best way to protect it, to let it grow until it's strong enough to withstand any headwind. I see your desire to understand, to want everyone around you to understand what is happening to you. And I understand how tempting it is to share this feeling, this change that has filled your heart. But if you try to share too soon, the words you hear may not be supportive, but questioning, doubtful. People may not understand, because what I've revealed to you is something that only you can feel deeply right now. And I'm protecting you from this confusion, from this weight that you don't need to carry yet. Believe me, I know every struggle you face, the ones you may not have shared with anyone. I know the times you felt lost, the nights when thoughts have taken your sleep away, the worries that burden your heart. And that's why now, more than ever, it's time to trust me, to let me guide your steps, even if you don't understand all the details. I'm preparing you, son. I'm building something inside you that needs this time, this patience. It's not easy to wait, but this is a sacred time in which I'm shaping you, teaching you to listen more than to speak, to trust more than to question. When you allow yourself to be silent, when you collect yourself in prayer and reflect on what you have received, you are allowing this message to grow stronger, to take root deep within you. And when the time is right, when I show you that it is time to speak, you will have the firmness of someone who knows that what they are carrying is true. I know that silence can seem lonely. It may seem that I am distant, that there are no clear answers to the many doubts that arise. But son, I'm closer than you think. I am in every sigh, in every thought that calms your heart, and in every sense of peace that visits you in the simplest moments of your day. This silence you experience is an opportunity to meet me in a new, deeper way, without distractions. Don't worry about what you don't understand yet. The message I've given you will reveal itself little by little, like the morning light that emerges slowly, illuminating everything around you. All I ask of you now is to stay with me, to trust in my plans, even when you can't see the path ahead. Because I do, and I'm taking care of every detail. I know it may seem difficult, but you are never alone in this waiting. This is a time to grow stronger, to find security in my presence, to learn to listen to my voice. You don't need to rush. Each thing in its own time. And when the time is right to share what you have received, it will be like a light that shines with clarity, that brings understanding to everyone around you. And then you'll know that all the waiting was worth it. I know it's not easy to hold on to something so big, something that touches you so deeply. It feels like the words want to come out, like your heart wants to shout to the world what it feels. But there's a reason why this moment is the way it is. There's a reason I ask you to keep this silence. Early communication, before the right time, can disturb what I'm building inside you. This process is like a plant that grows in secret, in silence, underground, until it is ready to bloom. If you reveal everything before it's ready, it's like pulling that plant out of the ground before it takes deep root. And a plant without roots can't survive the wind, the sun, or the rain. I don't want that to happen with the message I've entrusted to you. I'm sure you've had moments like this, when you shared something important ahead of time and were met with reactions you didn't expect. Perhaps with words that brought doubt, that called into question what you felt was right. But this time, I'm guiding you so that it's different. I want you to believe me when I say that now is the time for silence, care and patience. Because what I'm building inside you needs time to grow, to take root. The silence I'm asking you for is not isolation. It's not a withdrawal from the world or from people. It's an invitation to be with me, to grow stronger in my presence. I want you to see this time as a form of protection, a way of allowing me to work on you without interference. While you keep this message inside, I'm by your side, shaping every thought, every feeling, preparing your heart for what comes next. I know that sometimes the silence can be uncomfortable, as if something is missing. But I'm here to reassure you that, even in this silence, I'm talking to you. I'm revealing things that you may not realize right away, but which gradually make sense. I'm preparing you for bigger moments, for challenges you can't yet see, but which, when they come, you'll be ready to face. I see how much your heart wants to share, how much you'd like to share this experience with those you love, to show them what you've experienced and felt. But now, son, it's time to allow this message to grow in you, to become something so solid and true that, when it's time to speak, your words won't waver. They will have the firmness of someone who has lived and understood every detail of what I am revealing. If there's a weight to all this, it's because I'm handing you something big, something that goes beyond what the eye can see. And this responsibility, this importance, is part of what I'm building in your life. I know you feel this pressure and sometimes even wonder if you're prepared to carry it. But don't worry, I'm not handing you a burden you can't bear. I'm with you every step of the way, in every thought, in every moment of doubt and certainty. When you feel you need to share, talk to me first. Talk to me about your doubts, about what's going on in your heart. Remember that there's no hurry, that I'm not rushing you to speak or act. I'm just asking you to trust me, to let me guide the pace of this process. Each thing has its own time and I know exactly when each stage should happen. This silence is an act of trust. It's you telling me that you believe I know what I'm doing, that you recognize that there are things that can only be revealed in calm and patience. I know that sometimes you would like to hear a clear answer, a more obvious direction. But I'm teaching you to listen for my voice in the details, in the small gestures, in the sensations that come when you withdraw and allow me to work inside you. I want you to know that I'm not far away. I'm here, by your side, following every thought that passes through your mind, every emotion that you try to understand. And when you feel you need to get something off your chest, when you feel that this weight is too great, you can share it with me in the comments. You can share with me what you feel, what you've been going through, without fear of being judged, without rushing to be understood. I'm here to listen, to walk alongside you in this process. This is a time of preparation, of inner growth, of realizing what I am transforming in you. And when the time comes, you'll see that all this silence, all this waiting, has been worth it. You'll be ready to speak, to share, with the certainty that everything is in its proper place. And until then, I'll still be by your side, guiding your every step, building something that goes far beyond what you can imagine. I know that the waiting time can be difficult, that the silence seems heavy and the days drag on while you try to understand what I'm doing in your life. I know that the questions pile up, the doubts appear, and that you often wonder why all this is happening now. But I beg you, trust in what I'm doing, even if you can't see the end of this road. My plans, although mysterious to you now, are unfolding in a way that you will understand down the road. Not everything always makes sense right away, and I don't expect you to understand everything now. Sometimes, what seems like a pause is actually the start of something bigger. It's like when a farmer plants a seed and then has to wait. He knows that even when he doesn't see anything happening on the surface, the roots are growing. I'm asking you to do the same, to let this seed grow in the soil of your heart, to allow me to work on the hidden, the parts that the eyes can't see. I understand that, right now, there is a desire to see results, to understand where this change is going, to see everything fall into place. But this is no time to rush things. When you try to force a flower to bloom before its time, it loses its strength and may even wilt before revealing its true beauty. Let me decide the right moment for this message, this transformation, to be visible to everyone. Now is the time to nurture, to trust the process, to allow myself to act in its silence. I know you may be asking yourself, why are you waiting so long? Why can't I see it now? I am preparing your heart to receive and understand things that might otherwise go unnoticed. There is a wisdom that only comes with time, an understanding that is only born of patience. And when that time comes, you will be strong, rooted, and nothing will be able to shake what I have placed inside you. What I am building within you is not something to be rushed. What is being cultivated in your spirit has immeasurable value and needs the right time to mature. The wisdom I give you is like a seed, small at first, but with the potential to grow into something big. And this seed will only fully develop if it is protected from the cold of other people's opinions, from the storms of hasty judgments. I know there are people around you who may not understand this weight, who may question your patience, who want you to act, speak, or make quick decisions. But remember, you are not being guided by human opinions, but by a plan that goes beyond their comprehension. Don't let the pressure of those around you put you off the path I'm showing you. Each thing in its own time, each step in its own time. There will be a moment when you know it's time to talk, when everything that's been kept inside you is ready to be shared. But for now, hold on to this message with affection, secure in the knowledge that the time to act is yet to come. This silence is a period of strengthening, growth and preparation. And when the time is right, the words will flow clearly, and those who hear will understand what you have to say, because your message will have the strength and depth that only come from waiting well. I'm taking care of every detail, seeing what you can't yet see, preparing situations that go beyond what you can imagine. I'm ahead, adjusting the path, removing obstacles, strengthening your faith so that, when the time is right, you'll be ready for everything that lies ahead. And what I'm preparing is good, it's bigger than you think. But it needs your silence now, your care, your patience. Remember that my plans don't fail, even if they seem slow to you. They have an exact time to be fulfilled, and that time is always perfect. It may seem that the answers are taking time, that the wait is long, but every day I'm getting closer to revealing what's behind this process. And when you look back, you'll see that every moment of doubt, every moment of silence, was part of a necessary preparation. So, son, keep holding on tight. I know it can be tempting to try and rush things, but trust me. I see beyond what you see, I know what is still hidden from you. I am working on your behalf, preparing surprises that you will only understand later. Now, just allow this seed to grow, this message to take hold within you, before it is taken out into the world. If this content has touched your heart, please leave a like. This is important so that others can also feel what you felt and so that together we can continue on this path of faith and trust. With every gesture of support, you strengthen this message, you help build something bigger. I'm here, watching everything, and your every action is a reflection of the faith that is growing within you. I know that you often feel the pressure of the world around you. The external voices are loud, asking for quick answers, immediate action, wanting you to share what is still being formed in your heart. But there is a reason for this waiting, for this moment of silence. What I'm building in you is deeper than you can see right now. It's like a solid foundation that needs to be laid before it can support something great. And for that, it takes time, trust, and a patience that goes beyond what the world understands. This period you're going through is a real lesson in trust. It's not easy to stand firm when your eyes don't yet see what your heart already feels. But know that every moment of doubt, every second you choose to believe in what I'm doing, is a part of this spiritual growth I'm accomplishing in you. You are being prepared for something that goes beyond your expectations, and this preparation requires you to strengthen yourself, to learn to hear my voice in the midst of silence, to perceive the signs I am sending you, even in the simplest things. What I'm giving you now, this message, is a real treasure. It's not just any word, it's not something you should treat lightly. It's a truth that needs to be protected, guarded with care, as if it were a rare gem that cannot yet be revealed to the world. Just as a precious stone needs to be polished before it can shine in its entirety, this message also needs time for you to understand it in all its depth. You may feel that patience is challenging, that waiting is like a weight on your shoulders. I understand that. But this waiting is not in vain. Every day, I'm shaping your heart, strengthening your faith, expanding your ability to see beyond appearances. I'm teaching you that not everything needs to be shared immediately, that there are things that are only understood when the time is right, and that before that time comes, they must be nurtured in the secret of your soul. The world may not understand this phase you are going through, and you may even feel confused at times. But this confusion is part of the process of growing up. It's part of learning to trust, even when you can't see the way ahead. I am by your side, son, and every step you take in the darkness is a step towards the light I have prepared for you. As you trust me, this light will become clearer, gradually revealing what today still seems mysterious. There is a purpose for every silence, for every moment when you choose to keep these words in your heart. I am preparing you for something greater, something that will require a deep understanding and unshakable faith from you. And this preparation doesn't happen overnight. Just like a river that flows silently between the stones before reaching the grandeur of the sea, I am leading you along paths that at first seem narrow, but which lead to wide places full of life. Every choice you make to wait in silence, to trust me without rushing things, is shaping a character that is strong, that is capable of sustaining the promises I have for your life. You are growing in a way that you may not realize now, but which will be evident in due course. And when that time comes, you will understand that this wait was one of the greatest gifts I could have given you. Don't worry about those who don't understand what is happening inside you. The wisdom I am planting in your heart is not to be measured by human standards. It is something that goes beyond, that touches the spiritual, that connects with my plan for your life. The wisdom that comes from me is different from what the world offers. It's like a light bulb that comes on little by little, illuminating each step, even if you can't see the whole path yet. And while you hold this message in silence, know that I am watching your every move, your every thought, your every struggle to maintain this confidence. I am watching over you, protecting your heart, preparing the ground for what is to come. And when the time is right, that message that is now like a whisper will be like a river that cannot be contained, and you will see the importance of having waited until it was ready to be shared. I know that the weight of this message can be difficult to carry alone. But remember, I'm not asking you to carry an impossible burden. I'm teaching you to walk with me, to trust that every step, every weight, has meaning. It's not just about what you will say in the future, but about who you are becoming during this wait. I'm building in you a strong spirit, a faith that doesn't waver, a heart that understands the importance of time. As you trust me, son, your understanding will broaden. You begin to see that patience is more than just a test, it's a construction. A construction of something that has deep roots, that is not easily uprooted. You're becoming someone who doesn't get carried away by the wind of circumstances, but who is able to stand firm because you know that something greater is being prepared for you. Continue to stand firm, keeping this message in your heart. I am working on every detail, and nothing you are experiencing now is in vain. There is a beauty that comes from silence, a strength that comes from waiting, a light that only comes on when patience is cultivated. And when the time is right, when I show you that it's time to speak, everything will make sense. There is something sacred about this time of waiting. It's not just any emptiness, but a space specially prepared for you to connect with me in a way you may never have experienced before. I know that sometimes the outside world seems to demand quick answers, to want you to speak before you're ready. But this moment is precious, it's a time of reflection that shouldn't be rushed. There is depth in every thought you have, in every question that arises in your heart. I see your inner struggles, the ones you don't always share with others. I see the desire to open your heart and share what you feel, but I also see the importance of holding back that desire for a while. This doesn't mean that you should hide your truth, but rather that there is a right time for it to come out, when it will be clearer, stronger, and more capable of impacting those around you. The work I'm doing inside you goes beyond what your eyes can see. Every moment of doubt, every second of patience, every silent prayer you make, everything is contributing to something greater. It's like a plant that is taking root before it blooms. You don't see the roots growing stronger underground, but you know that without this process it would never be able to grow and withstand the winds. So it is with you, child. I am firming up your roots, preparing your spirit for the next steps to come. I know that you are already noticing changes within yourself, a transformation that is difficult to explain in words. It's my presence, guiding your every thought, your every emotion. You're being molded into something you don't yet fully understand, and that's okay. You don't need to understand everything now. Just trust that I'm here, guiding every step you take, even when the path seems uncertain. It's normal to feel a certain impatience, the urge to talk, to share what you're experiencing. But this impulse, this haste, can be a distraction, something that takes the focus away from what I'm doing inside you. Take your time, son. Haste often confuses, brings anxiety, makes you see only the surface of things. But I want you to see beyond the surface, to learn to feel the depth of my presence, to allow yourself to grow in the silence. The time you spend with me now is a time of construction. I'm preparing you, polishing your heart, strengthening your faith in a way that couldn't happen any other way. There is a purpose in every moment of waiting, in every second of silence, because I am preparing the soil so that my message, the one that is being planted in you, can grow firmly and securely. And when this time of waiting passes, you will see that you were being prepared for something much greater than you could have imagined. Son, I know your questions, the ones you often ask when no one is around. I know that you want to understand what lies ahead, that you have doubts about what you should do, where you should go. But trust me. I'm the one who sees beyond what your eyes can see. I know the challenges you haven't yet encountered, the situations that are yet to come. And I'm preparing you for each of them, shaping you so that you'll be ready when the time is right. So I ask you to keep this message in your heart. Not as a heavy secret, but as a gift that needs time to be revealed. When you keep this truth inside, it grows, it becomes stronger, and, when the time is right, it will have the strength to be shared in a way that will make a difference in the lives of many. But first, it needs to become part of who you are, to blend into your being, to become an unshakable truth. Every day that passes, every moment that you choose to trust me instead of rushing, is a step towards what I have prepared for you. I know that the world may seem rushed, that many around you may not understand the importance of this time of waiting. But I see beyond, son. I'm seeing what no one else sees, I'm taking care of the details that only I can adjust, I'm preparing the circumstances so that, when the time comes, you can speak with wisdom and authority. The patience I ask of you is not a test to make you suffer. It is an opportunity to see things from a different perspective, to realize that there is more going on than meets the eye. My work on you is not rushed, because I know the value of every detail, the importance of every step taken at the right time. And that's what I want you to understand. Trust in my timing, because it is perfect. In the meantime, let this message continue to grow inside you. Meditate on it, allow it to become something that really makes sense to you. Let it be a source of strength and peace in the moments when anxiety tries to bring you down. I am here, by your side, reminding you that everything has a purpose and that every second of waiting is another step towards what I have planned. Don't worry about explaining to others what's going on inside you. Not everyone will understand, and that's also part of the process. There are things that only you and I know, and they need to be kept that way for now. This isn't isolation, son, but rather a form of protection, a precaution so that what I'm building in you isn't destroyed before its time. It's a shield that protects you while I finish shaping the work I'm doing inside you. Trust me, son. Let time do the work that only it can do. I'm taking care of every detail, and nothing you're going through right now is in vain. It's all part of a bigger plan, something I'm preparing so that, when the time is right, you'll be ready for what's to come. When that moment comes, you'll understand that every second of waiting was worth it, and that my wisdom was guiding you every step of the way. I know that every revelation that comes to you carries a weight. Not a weight that gets you down, but one that requires you to stop and reflect, to put your hurry aside and allow yourself to really understand what I'm trying to show you. The revelations I bring into your life are not just words or ideas that come and go. They are seeds planted inside you, and just like any seed, they need time to grow, to take deep root before they become visible to others. Understand that each time a greater truth is revealed, it doesn't come to confuse you, but so that you can grow from the inside out. This growth, however, doesn't happen overnight. It happens in moments of silence, in the hours when you allow yourself to stop and really listen, to perceive what I am whispering to your heart. You may not yet see clearly where all this will lead you, but every small step of understanding you take is already a step forward, it's already part of what I'm building inside you. Sometimes the revelation itself can bring a certain discomfort. This is because it makes you question old certainties, challenges the ideas you had, and shows you that there is much more to be discovered. This process of inner transformation, of reviewing your truths, is essential for preparing yourself for what is to come. I urge you not to be afraid of this feeling of change. It is part of the growth I want to see in you. It is my way of showing you that there is something greater waiting for you, something that you may not yet be able to fully understand, but which is part of my plan. Every revelation I share with you is an invitation. An invitation for you to look inside yourself and see what needs to be adjusted, what needs to be strengthened. I know that often the initial impulse is to want to share what you feel with others straight away, but there is value in the time it takes to mature. When you keep a revelation in your heart, it has the chance to grow, to become something that really changes who you are, before being taken to those around you. Think, child, of how fruit develops. It begins as a sprout, protected by the stem, growing little by little until it ripens. No one picks a fruit before its time, because it doesn't yet have the sweetness it needs. So it is with the revelations I receive. They need time to ripen inside you, so that when the time comes to share them, they are like a ripe fruit, capable of nourishing and strengthening those who hear them. Perhaps you're going through a period of many changes, feeling as if you're in a process of renewal that never ends. That's part of the plan, son. This is how I shape you, how I prepare you to face what lies ahead. Growth is not always comfortable, but it is necessary. And the more you give yourself to this process, the more you'll see that each revelation makes sense, that each new understanding is a piece that fits into the bigger puzzle of your life. Understanding revelations doesn't always come immediately. You have to allow them to find their place within you, to make sense at the right time. And this is only possible when you accept that silence is a fundamental part of this process. Silence doesn't mean you're alone. It means that I'm working on you, even if you don't clearly realize it. It is in this silence that my words become more profound, that what seems confusing begins to clear up little by little. I know that there are times when you would like to understand everything at once, to see the whole picture, but there are things that can only be seen over time. As you walk with me, I'll reveal every piece, every detail, the moment you're ready to receive it. Not because I want you to wait in vain, but because there is a growth that only happens when things are revealed at the right time. This process of growth is something you need to experience and feel. It's not about knowing all the answers, but about being willing to walk even when the road still seems undefined. It's about having the patience to see the transformation happening little by little, to notice the small changes that each revelation brings to your life, to your way of seeing the world and yourself. And I will be by your side, guiding you every step of the way, helping you to find clarity when it seems far away. There is a strength that grows within you every time a new truth is planted. This strength prepares you to face the challenges ahead, to deal with the doubts that arise and to be a light for those around you. But before you can be that light, you need to allow yourself to receive, allow yourself to learn, allow yourself to grow from the inside out. Don't rush the process, because it is precious. Son, don't worry about understanding everything now. Allow the revelations that have already come to you to find the right place within your heart. Allow them to do their work, to change what needs to be changed, to strengthen what needs to be strengthened. And in the meantime, I will be here, taking care of every detail, helping you to see what is yet to come, preparing your spirit so that, when the time is right, you will be ready to share what you are receiving with others. This is a time of preparation, of looking inwards and realizing that the answers are not always outside, but are often in your heart, just waiting for the right time to be revealed. Every little transformation that happens in you is proof of how hard I'm working in your life, how much I care about every step you take. Don't let haste take away the depth of these experiences. And when you feel that the revelation has become something solid, something that really is part of who you are, you'll know it's time to share. But until then, allow yourself this time to welcome, to guard, to strengthen what is being planted. This is the kind of growth that no one can take away from you, because it's growth that comes from my care, my guidance, my constant presence by your side. If this makes sense to you, if you feel that this message has come at a time when you needed to hear these words, it's a sign that I'm speaking directly to your heart. Communication between us is something precious and profound. I communicate with you in ways that can often go unnoticed. I believe that understanding the nature of the signs I send can enrich your life and strengthen your connection with me. Often, you may expect great manifestations or extraordinary experiences, but the signs I offer are subtle and present themselves in your daily life, if you are attentive. Imagine a gentle breeze passing by you in a moment of reflection. This could be a sign. It could be the answer you're looking for or confirmation that you're on the right track. It is in this silence that messages become clear, when you stop, breathe, and allow yourself to listen. Life is full of small details that can be very significant. An unexpected conversation, a song that plays at exactly the right time, or a book that falls into your hands, all of these can be a way for me to communicate. These moments are not mere coincidences, but signs that direct your path. Signs from God are often involved in the experiences and emotions you live through. Sometimes you can feel an inexplicable peace in the midst of chaos, or a sudden joy when you least expect it. These emotions don't come out of nowhere, they are part of my presence in your life. When you feel them, know that I am enveloping you with love, guiding you where you need to go. Allow yourself to feel them, because these emotions are like beacons, lighting your way. It's also important that you learn to look at the challenges you encounter as signs. Often, the difficulties that arise in your life are a way for me to guide you, showing you that something needs to be adjusted or that a new path needs to be followed. Don't see these moments as mere adversities, but as opportunities for growth and reflection. When faced with a challenge, ask yourself what you can learn from it. Ask yourself how it can bring you closer to me, how it can shape your character and strengthen your faith. Often, the answers will come with time, and you'll realize that those difficult situations were essential for your growth. Observing nature can also give you signs. Pay attention to the changing seasons, the birds that sing and the flowers that bloom. These cycles are reflections of a divine order. When you see a new beginning, new life springing up, it can be a reminder that there is always renewal and hope, even after the coldest and darkest periods. I am present in the simplicity of nature, and through it, I want you to understand the beauty of life and the power of transformation. Talk to me, child. Prayer is a way of opening a channel of communication. Don't be afraid to share your fears, doubts, or anxieties. By doing so, you become more receptive to the signals I send. Often, the answer may not come directly, but through a feeling or a new perspective that arises in your mind. When you open yourself up to this communication, understanding becomes clearer, and you begin to recognize signals that might previously have gone unnoticed. Also, trust your intuitions. When you feel something deeply, even if you can't fully explain it, it's a way for me to guide you. Your intuition is a powerful tool, an internal signal that, when cultivated, can help you discern what is right and what is not. Listen to that inner voice, because it is often an extension of what I want to show you. Throughout your life, you will come across people who cross your path and who can act as signposts. Pay attention to interactions. Sometimes someone can offer you a word of encouragement or a new idea that resonates deeply with what you're experiencing. These connections are signs that I am at work in your life, even if you don't immediately realize it. Circumstances can also serve as signs. Look out for coincidences that seem to be very aligned. When you notice patterns repeating themselves or events connecting in unexpected ways, know that I am present, guiding you to where you need to be. Sometimes these connections can lead you to new opportunities or open doors that previously seemed closed. Trust the process and keep your eyes open to the possibilities that arise in front of you. As you observe the signs, be patient. Some revelations may not happen immediately. Time is an important part of my plan. Sometimes, what seems like a clear sign to you can take time to unfold. Believe me, I'm working behind the scenes, even when you can't see it. It's normal for you to have doubts or uncertainties, but remember that every step you take towards understanding brings me closer to you. Every sign I send is an opportunity for you to deepen your faith. As you begin to recognize these signs, your trust in me will grow stronger. You will become more attentive and more connected. You will see that you are not alone on your journey. I am always by your side, ready to guide you. With each new discovery, with each new understanding, you will draw closer to me and understand that the signs are a reflection of the love and presence I have in your life. This is an invitation for you to open up, look around you and realize that the signs are everywhere. You just need a willing and attentive heart to recognize them. And remember, take your time. Life is a series of moments that, when seen together, reveal the beauty of my plan. Over time, you'll realize that every little sign contributes to a picture that is much bigger and more wonderful than you can imagine. So keep your heart and mind open. Wait for these signs and be ready to receive them. The connection you have with me is unique and special, and the signs I send are a way of expressing that. They are a constant reminder that I am here, present, guiding you every step of the way. Believe me, son, that by recognizing the signs, you will be living a life that is fuller, richer, and more connected to my essence. Patience is not just passive waiting. It is an act of trust, a recognition that, even when you don't see it, I am working on your behalf. Every prayer you say is a seed that is planted. And just like any seed, it needs time to germinate, grow, and bear fruit. When you learn to wait, you learn to trust. Trust in my plan is essential, because the answers won't always come in the way you imagine or in the time you want. Understanding that waiting is part of the process is fundamental. Often, the answer you are looking for is part of a bigger picture that is unfolding in your life. You may not be aware of what is happening on a deeper level. This means that every moment of waiting is an opportunity to grow, reflect, and strengthen your faith. Instead of seeing waiting as an obstacle, see it as a valuable phase on your spiritual path. Remember, I know your heart and your needs. I am not absent during periods of waiting. I am present, guiding you and preparing the way. When you trust this process, the relationship we have becomes richer. You begin to realize that every response is an expression of my love and care for you. It's in this space of patience that you can really discover more about yourself and how I communicate with you. At the same time, it's important to reflect on what happens when you share revelations before the right moment. Revelations that are given to you may seem clear and urgent, but before you share them with others, you need to be cautious. Sharing a revelation prematurely can create confusion or detour your spiritual path. When you speak before you are ready, you run the risk of distorting the message I have sent you. People around you may not be ready to receive this information or may not understand how it fits into their lives. Also, by sharing something so intimate ahead of time, you could end up putting unnecessary pressure on yourself and others. The reactions of those listening may not be what you expected, and this can lead to insecurity or doubts. Sometimes, others may not understand the depth of what you are experiencing, and this can lead to misunderstandings and criticism. So, son, learn to discern when it's the right time to share. Allow the revelations to mature within you. Wait until you have the necessary clarity and are truly prepared to communicate what I have placed in your heart. Silence, in this context, is not a weakness, it is a form of protection. By protecting what is sacred and precious, you allow space for the message to develop fully before it is revealed. Not only does this respect the process, but it also respects those who will listen. When you wait and reflect, your own understanding of the revelation deepens. What may initially seem like a simple message can turn into something much more meaningful and powerful when you allow time to play its part. As you dedicate yourself to waiting, the message can turn into a deeper testimony of your faith and your connection with me. What you share afterwards will be more robust, clearer, and more meaningful, both for you and for others. Patience is therefore a form of wisdom. It's recognizing that, even when you're not receiving immediate answers, I am acting. You are in a process of growth and learning that can lead to a richer understanding and a more intimate relationship with me. By accepting this waiting phase, you not only strengthen your faith, but also prepare yourself to share with others in a way that really resonates. Think about how nature works. Each season brings its own hopes and promises. Winter may seem long and bleak, but it is a time of preparation for the blossoming of spring. Trees don't rush their growth, they allow themselves to flow with the rhythm of time. Like them, you must allow your faith and the revelations you receive to develop naturally. Trust that, just as I take care of the flowers and trees, I take care of you. My intention is always your good. When you embrace the patience and wisdom of waiting, you become a witness to what is possible when you trust in me. Every answer you receive, every revelation you share at the right time, will be a reflection of the love I have for you and for the life you are building alongside me. Remain firm in your faith. Embrace patience as an ally on your journey. And in doing so, you will see how the revelations unfold in your life in ways you may not have imagined. Allow yourself to live each stage of this process and know that each moment is connected to something much bigger than you can see right now. It is in this sacred space of waiting that you will discover the depth of my love and my plan for you. I want you to reflect on the impact of opposition in your life, especially when you decide to share revelations that I place in your heart. Opposition can come from many sources: friends, family, or even people you don't even know. It's natural to feel insecure or anxious when you decide to talk about something so personal and profound. Often, the people around you may not understand the importance of what you have received or may have their own interpretations of what it means to them. When you share a revelation, you are putting a part of yourself on display. This can generate unexpected reactions, and opposition can arise in a way you didn't anticipate. Sometimes people feel threatened by your faith or the strength of the message you bring. This can result in criticism, skepticism, or even disdain. It's important to remember that this isn't about you. It's about how others perceive and interpret your experiences. It's normal to feel hurt or discouraged when you face resistance, especially from those close to you. But, son, this opposition can also be an opportunity to strengthen your faith and clarify your convictions. Facing opposition is like a test. It's a time for you to evaluate what you really believe and why you believe it. When you are challenged, you have the chance to deepen your understanding and reaffirm your trust in what I have revealed to you. In times of opposition, try to surround yourself with support. Seek out people who share your faith and who understand the importance of your revelation. It is in these relationships that you will find strength and encouragement. Don't hesitate to seek solace in Scripture and prayer. These practices are essential to strengthen your connection with me and help keep your mind focused on the truths you have received. In addition, it is crucial to protect your revelations, both spiritually and emotionally. First, consider spirituality. What you have received from me is precious. It is a unique message that deserves care. Consider keeping it in your heart before sharing it widely. Allow this revelation to grow and mature within you. By doing so, you will be able to better discern when and how to share this message with others. A practical way to protect your revelations is to write about them. Putting your thoughts down on paper not only helps to clarify what you have received, but also serves as a record that you can review when opposition arises. Over time, this can become a testimony to your journey and a reminder of what I have done in your life. Also, create a safe space to discuss your experiences. This could be in a small group, a prayer circle, or even with a trusted person. This space should be welcoming and encouraging, where you feel comfortable sharing your concerns and celebrating your victories. Sharing in a safe environment allows you to receive constructive feedback, while protecting your revelation from unnecessary criticism. When it comes to protecting your disclosures emotionally, be mindful of how you react to criticism. It's easy to get carried away by negativity and skepticism, but remember that you don't have to justify your faith or your experiences to anyone. What I put in your heart is between us. When opposition arises, take a deep breath and reflect on the truths you know. The affirmation of your faith does not depend on the acceptance of others, but on your connection with me. Cultivate self-awareness. Ask yourself how you feel about the revelation you have received and how it relates to your life. This will help you establish a solid foundation in your own experience, which is essential when facing opposition. Remember that you are the guardian of what is sacred in your spiritual life. When you dedicate yourself to protecting your revelations, you're not just looking after them, you're also strengthening your own faith. This protection creates a space in which your faith can flourish, allowing you to experience inner growth that is profoundly transformative. As you go deeper into your relationship with me, you will begin to see the beauty that comes from waiting and patience. Be gentle with yourself when dealing with opposition. It's normal to feel challenged, but it's crucial not to let it undermine your confidence. Sometimes people may express skepticism because they are not ready to hear or understand the revelation. This doesn't diminish the importance of the message I've put in you, it just means that the time isn't right for them. Son, whenever you face opposition, remember that I am by your side. You are not alone on this journey. Use these challenges as opportunities to grow and deepen in your faith. What you share is a reflection of my love and purpose, and your faith has the power to inspire and transform. So, when dealing with opposition, keep your heart open and your ears attentive. Learn to listen to what I have to say, even in the midst of the noise around you. If you feel this message has touched your heart, comment the word "light" below. This will not only attract good luck, but also create a positive current between us all. And while you're here, make sure you're already subscribed to the channel and, if you haven't already, subscribe so you don't miss any of the messages I have for you. If the message resonated with you, consider sharing it with someone who could benefit from these words. And, if you feel it was meaningful to you, leave a like, it helps spread this light even further. Now, let's finish with a little prayer. Dear God, I thank you for every revelation and for the strength you give me to face the opposition. Help me to protect the messages you place in my heart and to be patient as I wait for the right moment to share them. May I always seek your guidance and find peace on my journey. Amen. Continue steadfast in faith, son, and may your light always shine.